Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel where we explore the ins and outs of openSUSE Linux. Today we are diving into a critical topic, backups. Data loss is a nightmare, but with proper backup tools you can sleep peacefully knowing your data is safe. In this video I will introduce and demonstrate 5 powerful open source backup tools: Déjà Dup, Back in Time, Borg Backup, Restic, and Grsync. Each tool has unique strengths, and I will show you practical use cases and step-by-step demonstrations for each. Déjà Dup is a graphical tool built on Duplicity. It's beginner-friendly, supports local and cloud backups, and encrypts your data. So we can start with the installation by running zipper install Déjà Dup, and I have it installed already on my machine. So now we have the app installed. You can open it from the command line to open the GUI of the app, like running Déjà Dup, and it will open the window. Or you can go to the application menu and to utilities, and you will find it here under the name backups. And when you open it, this is the window. And of course, the things appears here like backup automatically and most recent backup because I was playing with it and I was trying it before recording this video. In your case, you will not see the things at first, okay? And also you will not see restore. So the only thing you will see here, the icon and backup now. When we press on backup now, here the backup failed. I will press close and you can go to preferences, and this is what you should see from the beginning when you open the window. Okay, here I will choose the location of the backup. You can backup directly to Google Drive or Microsoft OneDrive, or if you have a local network server or a remote network server like NFS share or something, and on local folder. For simplicity, I will choose local folder. And here I have a different disk connected to this machine. You can put your path here for the folder that will hold the backup that you will take. Okay. And here, if you want to backup automatically, and here to assign automatic backup frequency daily, every 2 days, every 3 days, weekly. And here, how long do you want to keep the backups? Here, the default is forever. You can choose at least a year, at least 6 months, at least 3 months. Okay. So now I chose the place. What you want to backup in folders here. By default, folders to backup is document, and folders to ignore the rubbish bin and the downloads. You can add the ignore documents or the paths that you don't want to be included in your backup. Okay, so before I close this, I will go here and I will go inside documents and I will make sure that is nothing here. I will create few files just to do a case here, and let's create 10 files and make sure that they are created. So now after that, you had all the configuration placed. You can simply close this window, and when we go to restore, no backup files found. So simply, I can hit backup now, and the backup will be taken. And here, a password, put it here. And here, remember password. Of course, no one wants the password to be remembered here, especially with backup. And here, password protect your backup. You can cancel this if you don't want password for your backup. Okay, so I will say forward. And here the backup started to be taken. And when we go to the path that I took the backup, we will see here encrypted files for the backup. Okay, so when we go to restore, here I can see the files that has been taken, has been backed up, and here you can see the date. So for an example, if I accidentally, sorry, deleted some files here like 01 and file 02, okay, so you can go to the program and you choose the files and you can press restore, and here restore files to original locations, or you want to restore them to another place or another folder. So if I press restore, and it will ask for the password to complete and forward, and here it's successful. When I go again, I will find the two paths here. Déjà Dup is a very simple GUI backup app, and this app has no snapshots. It's just backing up your files. It's like simply copy paste from an existing folder to another folder, and in general, you can do encryption like file system, or you can encrypt your files in different way, like using a tar or something. So we can say that pros and cons for this app. Pros: simple GUI, supports encryption, integrates with cloud services, still minimal lists, only three providers we can see here, or yeah, three providers. And the cons: limited advanced options, not suitable for granular or system-wide backups. And here, this Déjà backup app, the first one in the list. The second one on the list, Back in Time, is a backup tool that creates snapshots of your files at specific points in time. It's perfect for protecting your personal files or working directories. This is the official GitHub link for Back in Time, and they have the link here for the documents. Try to read the introduction and the information about back in time. The most important thing that it is written in Python 3 and it uses rsync to take manual or schedule snapshots and store them locally or remotely through SSH. Each snapshot is in its own folder with copies of the original files. And at the end, that the snapshots to save storage space, it was inspired by Flyback. Okay, so here the link for the documentation for this app with a nice screenshot of the window of the app. And here the wiki page for Flyback. You can see the link from the GitHub here. Okay. And you will learn about it that it's open source backup utility for Linux based on Jet and modeled loosely after Apple's Time Machine. And here the link for Flyback. If you want to read about it, maybe try it. And it has a repository also. You can add it to your system or you can install it from GitHub. It's up to you. So now the focus on back in time. First, you know the drill. Let's install it. You can install it by zipper, install, details. And again, I have it already installed on my machine. So this app back in time, and make sure that you install this package and the dash qt to get the GUI of the app, because on openSUSE, if you just wrote this, it will not install the GUI by default. So you need to write both of them. And then you hit enter and you will get the app installed on your openSUSE system, Leap or Tumbleweed, or maybe MicroOS, or maybe Eon, or maybe SlowRoll. So now we have the app installed. Let's open our application menu and we go and find this app. You will find back in time and back in time between brackets root. So you will be asked to enter your root password, or you can run it as a regular user. So I will, in case if you want to back up system files or something with only root permission, then you need to open this one. So I will open back in time as a regular user. And here I have been asked back in time is not configured. Would you like to restore a previous configuration? If you have back in time installed before, you have the configuration from a previous installation, you can press yes and you will be asking about the location of the configuration files. In my case, I didn't or I don't have, so I will press no. So let's enlarge this window. And here the mode of the backup. First thing, you have local encrypted, SSH or SSH encrypted. So in my case, I will choose local encrypted for simplicity, where to save snapshots, where your backup will be saved. So I will go and choose where I want to, the one I created for this, here this folder back in time, and I will hit choose. Here for the encryption, you can enter your password and try to make a strong password. Here, cache password for cron, security issue, root can read password. If you own the machine, so you don't mind if the root will be able to see the password or read the password. If it's a shared machine, better you don't use this. Remove this option. Okay. And here for advanced full snapshot path, the one we chose it here, and it's telling you that it will be named by the host. So you can change these variables if you want to change the full snapshot path. And here the schedule, you can choose your schedule for the backup you are going to create. Okay. So what you want to back up here in includes, you can add file or add folder. So in my case, I will add folder and I will add my documents folder and then choose. Here in excludes, you have a default list here if you want to add, and here you can add folder to exclude it. I'm sorry, here add file to exclude a file, specific file, and here add default or remove something from here. Okay. Also, you can exclude files by size. Okay. Here, auto remove for these options, like if you have previous backups, after how long you need these backups to be removed. If you want here more options, you can go ahead and see what suits you, like default enable notification, backup replace files on restore. If you don't like this one, you can remove the option. Okay, so here expert options, if you want something related to cron, like your backup will run on a specific time. So if you are happy with the configuration, then okay. Config for encrypted folder not found. Create a new encrypted folder. Yes. And here, please confirm password and hit enter. So now the backup is created and a new window open. And here you can see this is the folder that has the backup, and here it is now. And we cannot see any snapshots. So I want to take backup for this one. So you can go to snapshot and take snapshots. Okay. So if I hit take snapshot and now it is working and now we have a snapshot. If I pressed here, okay, I still also see the files, nothing deleted there. So let's go to explain that more. And I will go here. And these the files created from the last explanation of Déjà Dup. So here I will remove like file 8 and 9. Okay, I'll delete them. So here, two files missing. When I go here, now two files missing, but the snapshot had the two files. Okay, so now you want to restore these files. Here you can see the options: take a snapshot, refresh snapshot list, snapshot name if you want to rename the snapshot, and here view snapshot log, and here view last log, and you have settings if you want to change the setting that we did it earlier. Okay, so in case you want to restore, here restore to a different place or to restore to the same place. here restore to the same path, and here you will get a new window, backup local files before overwriting or removing with trailing. Only restore files which don't exist or are newer than those in destination using rsync update. So as we read before on their website on the GitHub, that snapshots using rsync to do these snapshots and backup. So nothing of these. I don't want to use any of these options. So I just press yes, and here the restoration, only the two files missing got restored. Okay, so when I press close, here for now, I can see all the files exist, and here the snapshot, the file still exists. And this is back in time, and we can talk about the pros and cons for back in time. The pros, snapshot-based approach, file versioning, and simple GUI. Cons, no built-in encryption, requires external tools for scheduling. And here the third one on the list, Borg Backup. Borg is a command line tool for advanced users. It's efficient, deduplicates data, and encrypts backups by default. So you know the drill. Let's install it. Zipper. Let's go root. I have another one with root. Let's clean this screen. Zipper install Borg. And we can see, yeah, it's one word, Borg Backup. And here the bash completion, you might need it. And if you are using DSH, you can add this, or fish shell, you can add this for completion. And Borgmatic for automation for Borg, you may want to install it. Read the manual. I'm not going to cover it here for simplicity of the video. So you may would like to include it also. So hit enter, and again, I have it installed on my machine. And now we have it installed on our system. So as we said earlier, Borg Backup is a command line. Okay, so maybe Borg Backup is not suitable for everyone. And of course, as a command line where the true power comes, especially with the crons and at command, that you can run the backup and you get receive notification by email or a terminal message when the backup done or something wrong happened. So let's talk about two key concepts behind Borg or Borg, that when you start reading the manual and trying to use it or configure it, we have repository. The repository, a folder or storage location where Borg stores backups. And the second thing is repo key encryption. Encrypts the repository with a key stored inside the repository. So you have a repository which Borg will store the backup there, and you have a key for encryption, and this key will be saved in the same repository. Okay, so as a command line, you need to initialize this repository. So for simplicity, if you just go and write man, okay, and you hit enter, you will see that deduplication and encrypting backup tool. When you go a little bit down, you can see here the first example. The manual page is really fantastic, and it's very easy to read and follow. So all I need to do is I will take this copy, and where you want to save your backup, you just put it at the end. So for this, I created a path to work with this example. So I will just hit enter. And now it is asking me for a passphrase. As we said that it comes with encryption and is using encryption. And Why it is asking me for a passphrase? Because of this option. If I didn't put this argument, it will not ask you for a passphrase and the backup not encrypted. Okay, so make sure if you are going to use this, have a strong password here and retype it. And here, do you want your passphrase to be displayed for verification? Of course, who wants to have this? And then I will press no. And here you can read that by default, repositories initialized with this version will produce security errors if written to with an older version. So make sure that you are not going to use an older version with a newer version created configuration for Borg Backup. If you want to use these older versions, it gives you the solution for that to disable them. Okay, and here a link for the documentation. And important, you will need both key and passphrase to access this repo. So I clean the screen and this repo, this config, you let's go to that path and let's check it. What's has been created there. Okay, and here it is, the config file. If I check this config, what's inside, and you can see the key here. So now we have this repository created, and without this key and the passphrase, you will not be able to access your backup. So it sounds like you need a backup for your backup configuration. And make sure that you will not lose them if you are going to use that to be able to access the repository. Okay. So let's talk about the backup. You want to take a backup. What should I do? So let's again clear the screen. The command org and create. You have for the auto completion here if you want to see the status and you wanted to see the progress if it is a big file. So now here the trick and the path that where I will take my backup. Okay. So in that case, don't have this slash trail at the end. Okay. So the backup will be saved under that path, stating the full path for this backup will donated by this two column dots. Okay. So I will name the backup here. Okay, I will name it docs backup. Okay. And maybe I want a date to be add to that. So I can add this and then the path of the place that I want to back up. So now I am in my home folder. So I will just write like that. Documents. You don't have to put the end slash. And I will just press enter. Now it is asking me for the passphrase to access the repository to take the backup and save it there. So I will take the passphrase that I put it at the beginning of the configuration. And now I have this backup, archive name, okay, and archive fingerprint, time start, time end, duration, number of files, utilization of maximum archive size, okay, all needed information is here. So now you have your backup. Maybe after some time you forgot what's in there. First, you can list all the backup in the repository, okay, and I will be asked for the passphrase and here all the backup that I have in that repository. So let's say I want to list this backup, know what's inside. So you need to skip sequence these two. So because it's shell and it will be interpreted in a wrong way. So if I press enter, yeah, it's a little bit confusing and I'm not used to it. So the mistake here is this notation. Okay. And enter the password. So now we can see the list of the backup included on this snapshot. Okay. For restoration is straightforward and relevant to the place that you are standing. So if I go here and I press enter, and I can see that the files here are 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it is arranged. Okay. So as a test, I will delete all that here. So I have no files. So all I need to do is doing Borg and restore, and it should restore the file where I'm standing now. Okay. Yeah, here it's extract, not or extract. Okay. And we ask it for the password. And when I do again home, and so the files are here. So I will just move them back for the next example. Okay. And in case you want to, you are done with the backup, you can just delete it with Borg delete, and you give the full pass of the backup. Okay. And so I will list first the backup list here. And if I want to delete that backup, I will use Borg delete. Okay. And don't forget the notation. And try to make these names more simple for simplicity in the command line. And I will hit enter. It will ask me for the password. And now the backup getting deleted. So if I do list again and enter the password, nothing there. Okay. So now we can talk about the pros and cons for Borg backup. Highly efficient, encrypted by default, deduplication saves space. The cons, command line only, requires learning curve a little bit, especially for beginners because it's command line and to get used to it, especially with the notation at the end to list the backup or to restore a file. So please read the manual. And if you have any question, leave it in the comments and I will try to get back to you as soon as possible. So let's move forward. Now for number 4 on our list is Grsync, the rsync GUI. Okay, Grsync is a graphical front end for the powerful rsync tool. It's ideal for users who prefer GUIs but need fine-grained control. You know the drill. Let's install it. Zipper install and Grsync. And of course, again, I have it installed on my machine. You just hit enter and let's get Grsync installed on your machine too. And now it is installed. So now we have Grsync installed on our machine. Let's go and open application menu. You write in the search Grsync and you hit enter. Now it's a GUI for the command rsync. Okay, you have a source, you have a destination, and you have some options here like preserve time, ignore existing. And the good thing that when you move the mouse cursor on the option, it will give you a brief about what did this option do. And you have advanced options here like compress file data and only update existing files and so on. Extra options if you would like to run a command before rsync or halt on failure or execute this command after rsync. One of the nice commands here, yeah, like this one, don't leave file system, don't cross file system boundaries. Okay. And like skip newer to not overwrite anything you have. Here I can choose the source is documents, open, and the destination. I will go and for the folder I created for this Grsync, and I will just say open, and that's it. And you have a play button here, okay? And here nothing special, only default. And here, if you click to add a new session, if you want to run another session on the same time, you have to give it a name. and you can run multiple sessions on the same time, like in parallel. Okay, if you have a powerful machine. So once I press here, play, and here completed successfully, and you have a log message here. So nothing to talk about here. It's all clear and obvious. And this was Grsync. And we can talk about pros and cons. Pros, customizable, great GUI for rsync. Cons, limited scheduling option. Let's move forward. So finally, as a bonus, there are two other backup tools, Restic and Rustic. Okay, so Restic in general, again, is a command line backup, and Rustic also is a command line backup. So, in brief, Restic is a modern, fast, and secure backup tool written in Go language, is cross-platform, supports various storage backends, and encrypts your data by default. Restic is perfect for those looking for a robust and flexible solution with both simplicity and power. As I said, Restic, worth mentioning that it's like designed around the cloud backup. And like in brief, for pros and cons, pros supports multiple backends like S3, Amazon, local, Google Drive, Microsoft OneDrive, efficient deduplication, built-in encryption, and fast performance. The cons about this command line interface only, again, requires environment variables for cloud usage, and again, a little bit learning curve, especially for beginners. In general, use cases ideal for those needing secure backups to cloud storage, and excellent for developers and sysadmins managing multiple systems. Here for Rustic, they said that is a backup tool. Yeah, as we said, Rustic is written in Go. Rustic is written in Rust. Why am I mentioning Rustic also? Because I'm into Rust language. So if I will mention Rustic, I have to mention Rustic too. So for Rustic is a backup tool that provides fast encrypted deduplication backups. The good thing about it also, it reads and writes the Restic repo format described in the design document. You can check it, and can be used as a Restic replacement in most cases. Both of them, Restic and Rustic, a little bit. If you have some kind of hands-on Borg backup, Restic and Rustic will be easy to handle and to use. So these are backup tools existing for your needs and for any situation you might need to back up your data, and especially that all of them are open source and no license at all. Okay. As I said that Restic is included by default in the default repository, openSUSE repository. In case you are interested about Rustic, you can install it using OPI. And if I write here, Rustic, and I press enter, and here searching for Rustic, and I choose the first one, and here only one repository with the latest, and be careful, this package is from a personal repository and not reviewed by others. So if you are willing to get this and install it on your system, it is up to you. This machine is for testing purposes, so I don't mind if I will install it and test it. If you are in doubt, you can cancel the installation, okay? And you can use it directly from the GitHub repository. Okay, it has to be set. So let's check there, GitHub, about the installation. And yes, here you can install it using Cargo. So you need to install Rust language first. You may refer to my video for installing Rust on openSUSE, and then you can use the command cargo install and rustic rs. Then you will have, but it will be locally, it will be for the user. Or you can use root to install it to be used for everyone. So it is up to you. Okay. With these tools, you can find a backup solution tailored to your needs. Whether you are a beginner or an advanced user, from Déjà Dup's simplicity to Restic and Rustic's cloud backup capabilities, openSUSE offers fantastic options for data security. Remember, backups are not a luxury, they are essential. Start backing up your data today. Which backup tool are you most interested in, and which one would you like me to dive deeper into in a future video? Let me know in the comments. If you found this video helpful, like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you won't miss out on our next deep dive. Thanks for watching and see you next video.